Hello, dear students. Welcome back to our news channel. Students, today we are going to talk about a news article, and first is regarding clownfish, okay, and how scientists are getting to know more about the impact of climate change on these clownfish. Then we are going to talk about a very powerful storybook in Kannada that just made literary history at the International Booker Prize. Okay, so get ready for a journey, and this journey will teach you about mutualism, resilience, creativity, and culture all in one episode. So let's start under the sea. Students, have you ever watched a movie called Finding Nemo? Finding Nemo. So, if yes, then you might have seen a clownfish, है ना? So, जो उसमें character था, वो clownfish ही था. And that small orange fish has white stripes. ऐसे ही था वो बिल्कुल, right? But Nemo didn't show us everything. Did you know clownfish can actually shrink their bodies? They can actually shrink their bodies during ocean heat waves to survive. Yes, it's true. In 2023, a team of scientists, studied clownfish in Kimbe Bay, and that is located off the coast of Papua New Guinea. Okay, so during a massive underwater heat wave, when these heat waves were becoming more intense because of climate change, so they are putting marine life under a lot of stress. Okay, then the scientists observed 134 clownfish. Okay, 134 clownfish, and out of those 134, 101 101 got smaller during the heat wave. Why? To save energy. So smaller bodies mean less food is needed, which is helpful when resources are low and the ocean environment is hostile. Okay? But the question is, how do they shrink? See, the exact method is still a mystery, but scientists believe clownfish might be reabsorbing their own bone matter. So almost like recycling their bodies to survive. अपने आप को खुद की जो bone है उसको reabsorb कर रहे थे. Imagine that. A fish that can shrink when times are tough and grow back when things improve. So that's not just cool, it's also a survival science. Okay? Now, since we are talking about clownfish, uh, did you notice where they live? Yes, in the movie it was also shown. See, these structures, they live among the tentacles. It looks like a tentacles. Yes. So they live among the tentacles of sea anemone. इसको सी एनिमोन कहते हैं. जो टेंटेकल्स आपको दिख रहे हैं ना, ये प्लांट जैसे आपको लग रहे हैं, बट दे आर एक्चुअली सी एनिमोन्स. Okay, so you might be thinking that these sea anemones are dangerous because tentacles ये actually sting करते हैं. See, sea anemones they sting, but not the clownfish. मतलब वो वैसे sting करते हैं, लेकिन clownfish को नहीं करते. Why? Because they have developed special relationship called mutualism. Okay, mutualism. Mutualism में क्या होता है? When two different organisms, they help each other and both benefit. So it's like a win-win friendship in nature. Okay, and how it works? See, clownfish, they benefit because the sea anemones, stinging tentacles, they protect them from predators. तो अब अगर ये जो tentacles है इसके बीच में रह रहे हैं, तो उससे क्या होगा? जो predators होंगे वो उन पर अटैक नहीं करेंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि sea anemone तो sting करते हैं. So big fish don't dare come close, right? On the other hand, sea anemones, they also benefit because the clownfish, They clean them by eating dead tentacles and debris. And they also chase away fish that might nibble on the sea animal. So, and they even bring in food by luring prey close. Okay, so they both are benefiting from each other. And that is called, this relationship is called mutualism. Okay, so even, so that is great, right? So even during heat waves, clownfish don't leave their sea anemone homes. But when the sea anemones bleach due to hot water, meaning that when they lose color and health, the clownfish suffer too. That's why clownfish shrinking to survive is not just a personal choice. It's part of a mutual relationship with their sea home. Okay? Because the health of one affects the other. एक का अगर हेल्थ खराब होता है तो दूसरे का भी हेल्थ खराब होगा. Right? So just like we rely on each other in school, in families, and in communities, clownfish and sea animals, they also depend on each other in ocean. Okay. And एक और twist है, in clownfish society, females are the boss. Okay. See, clownfish, they live in groups where one big female leads. And if she dies, the biggest male changes into a female and they can take charge. So they can also change from male to female, right? And during the heat wave, scientists found that there is also that this behavior is also changed. Okay, why? Because the female, they always stayed bigger. Why? To keep the social order intact, because that this is a moment of crunch. It's a change, it's a big change. Climate change affects the even natural order of animals. So even while adapting to climate change, they were keeping their leadership roles. That shows that even animals have recognized societies and they adapt in intelligent ways. हमें लगता है कि उनको कुछ नहीं पता चल रहा, लेकिन बहुत सारे social behaviors होते हैं animals के, plants के, जो scientists को time to time amaze करते रहते हैं. Okay. Now, shrinking help the clownfish survive temporarily, right? But what happens if the oceans, they keep heating up? See, scientists say that this tragedy works short term, but it not might be enough if climate change worsens. Okay, so even though clownfish can grow back once condition improve, constant stress may impact their growth. It may impact their reproduction and survival. Okay, so the lesson here that we can learn is that nature is incredible. It's incredibly resilient, but there's a limit. And if we keep harming the planet, mutual friendships in nature, like that of clownfish and sea animals, it might be lost forever. Right? That's why we need to protect the environment and reduce climate change. All right? लास्ट डे भी हमने कैसे हमने कवर किया था कि सकोत्रा के आइलैंड पर क्लाइमेट चेंज भी एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है, राइट? सो क्लाइमेट चेंज आप देख सकते हो कि कितने लेवल तक अफेक्ट कर रहा है. ओके, now students, let's shift from sea stories to story books. Yes, while students clownfish, they are making waves in the ocean, a Kannada author made waves in the literary world. Her name, Banu Usta. Okay, so she won the prestigious International Booker Prize for her story collection titled Hriday Deep. Hriday Deep. Deepa. Okay, which means heart lamp. So this is a huge movement. Okay, this is a huge movement. Why? Because it's the first time a book in Kannada has won this award. And this book was translated into English by Deepa Bashti. Okay, ये इस book को translate किया गया था English में. Okay, and the stories are about family, community, tensions, and everyday life. But it's all being told in a witty, emotional, and honest way. Okay, so leaders from Karnataka as well as across India, they celebrated the award because it's not just a win for Banu Mushtaq, it's a win for, Indian regional literature and the power of translation, which connects people across culture. Okay, so imagine just like the clownfish and sea anemones, they live in mutual support. Authors and translators, they do too. One writes, the other brings it to a wider world. Mutualism can also be seen in literature, right? ओके स्टूडेंट्स, तो ये सारी चीजें थी। हमने आज क्या क्या देखा? आज सबसे पहले तो हमने क्लाउन फिश के रिगार्डिंग हमने कवर किया आर्टिकल। वी सॉ दैट हाउ एनिमल्स अडेप्ट अंडर प्रेशर। नाउ here's a homework for you. You also need to find out one species that display mutualism apart from clownfish. Okay? एक और स्पीशीज आपको ढूंढ कर लेकर आनी है, उसका नाम बताना है कमेंट्स में, दैट आल्सो डिस्प्ले mutualism. Okay, see, because why? Because mutualism, it can save lives, and how nature is clever, complex, and yet fragile, right? And then we, of course, we talked about Banu Mushtaq, and we see how stories on in our own language, it can inspire the world. Okay, कैसे वर्ल्ड को पूरा इंस्पायर किया. Okay, students. So whether in the ocean or on bookshelves, our world is full of lessons. And just like the clownfish, they help their sea animal homes. Writers, they also share the light of their languages. And we too can make a difference in our communities, our climate, and our future. Okay. So I hope you learned something new. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe and share. I'll see you next time with more amazing stories for your curious minds. Until then, keep asking questions, keep reading, and keep caring for the earth, for each other, and for the wonders of nature. Bye bye.